In the realm of global finance where fortunes are made and broken in the blink of an eye, there's a tale that's been told and retold, a story of a man named Barry who paid a hefty price for his greed. It's a story so wild it reads like a script from a Hollywood thriller, filled with betrayal, deceit, and shocking twists. But this isn't just a fictional tale. It's the terrifyingly real-life story of one man's downfall. Get ready to be taken on a journey through the murky waters of high-stakes financial dealings, corporate espionage, and the dark underbelly of the world's insatiable hunger for wealth. But before we dive into this heart-pounding narrative, we have a request for you. Click that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Your support means everything to us, and by subscribing, you'll be the first to know when new videos are released. Now let's turn our attention back to the tale of Barry. Our story begins in the bustling metropolis of New York City, the concrete jungle where dreams are made of and fortunes are won or lost. It was here that Barry, a seemingly ordinary guy with an extraordinary appetite for money, lived. Barry wasn't your typical Wall Street broker. No, he had a different kind of hunger, a voracious desire for more than what seemed possible. While his colleagues chased million-dollar bonuses, Barry set his sights much higher, aiming for the kind of wealth that would make him truly untouchable. His colleagues saw him as a bit of an oddball, someone who took risks, not just because they were profitable, but because they pushed the boundaries of what was considered acceptable. He operated in the gray areas of the law, always searching for that elusive edge that could propel him to the top of the financial food chain. But Barry's ambition didn't stop at making money. He wanted power, influence, and most importantly, he wanted to be feared. His rise through the ranks of the cutthroat world of high finance was nothing short of meteoric. In a short span of time, he amassed a fortune that would make even the most seasoned investors envious. His name became synonymous with risk, with some whispering that he was a financial wizard and others claiming he was nothing short of a modern-day Gordon Gekko. But behind the scenes, Barry's empire was built on a foundation of sand. He engaged in shady practices, manipulated markets, and exploited every possible loophole to increase his wealth. He was a shark in the murky waters of global finance, always ready to strike and claim his next victim. And as his wealth grew, so did his arrogance. He became ruthless, vindictive, and utterly consumed by his own insatiable desire for more. Barry started to believe that he was invincible, that no one, no matter how powerful or influential, could touch him. He threw extravagant parties, bought luxury cars and properties, and surrounded himself with people only for their superficial value. His life became a whirlwind of luxury and excess, a constant chase for the next high. But little did Barry know that his luck wouldn't last forever. His insatiable greed would eventually lead him to a place he never imagined, a place where the shadows were deep and the stakes were higher than he could ever fathom. Barry's empire was built on a foundation of greed, manipulation, and deceit, while his peers played by the rules, bending them occasionally to their advantage. Barry had no such qualms. He operated in the shadows, exploiting every vulnerability in the system to line his pockets. His strategies were as audacious as they were effective. He spread his net wide, making investments in a variety of sectors and markets, always looking for the next big score. One of his most daring ventures involved the manipulation of commodities trading. With careful orchestration, he inflated the prices of certain commodities, creating a false sense of value that drew in unsuspecting investors. It was a game of smoke and mirrors, a carefully constructed illusion designed to part fools from their money. But Barry's greed knew no bounds. He set his sights on something bigger, something that could make him truly rich, controlling the very markets themselves. This meant infiltrating the highest levels of the financial world, a world where decisions were made behind closed doors and fortunes were turned on a whim. For Barry, this meant nothing less than infiltrating the very core of the global financial system, a place where the rules were made and broken with equal ease. It was here, in this shadowy realm, that Barry's true colors shone through. He was willing to do whatever it took to get ahead, no matter the cost. He bribed officials, manipulated data, and even resorted to blackmail to secure his position. His actions were a stark reminder that in the pursuit of wealth, some would stop at nothing. But amidst all this, Barry's arrogance grew. He believed himself to be smarter than the system, invincible and beyond reproach. He thought that he had outsmarted the world, that he was the one who was truly in control. But little did he know that his actions had set in motion a chain of events that would soon catch up to him, pulling him into a vortex of consequences that he could never have imagined. Barry's reckless abandon and sheer audacity allowed him to rise to the top of the financial world faster than anyone could have predicted. He became a name synonymous with wealth and power, a figure whose every move was watched, analyzed, and envied. The world marveled at his success, at the sheer volume of his wealth, which seemed to grow exponentially overnight. But beneath this veneer of success, a storm was brewing, a storm that threatened to engulf Barry and all he had worked so hard to attain. For while he had managed to fool the world for a time, the walls he had built with greed and deception were about to crumble, bringing with them the weight of justice that Barry had so carelessly ignored. It was only a matter of time before his empire of deceit came crashing down around him. And when it did, it wasn't just his wealth that was at stake, but his very freedom, his very soul. As the net tightened around Barry, he found himself trapped in a game of cat and mouse with the authorities hot on his trail. Every move he made was scrutinized, every transaction examined under the microscope. He tried to flee, to hide, but there was no escape from the long arm of the law. His empire, once so vast and seemingly impenetrable, began to crumble, leaving Barry exposed and vulnerable. The very people he had manipulated and exploited turned against him, eager to distance themselves from the scandal that now swirled around Barry's name. He found himself alone, betrayed and hunted, realizing too late the price he had paid for his insatiable greed. As the walls of his carefully constructed empire crumbled around him, Barry was forced to confront the consequences of his actions. It was a reckoning that had been years in the making, a moment of truth that would define the rest of his life. In the end, Barry's fate was sealed. His wealth, once his pride and joy, was stripped away, leaving him with nothing but the tattered remnants of his reputation. He faced trial, not just in the court of public opinion, but in the eyes of the law itself. It was a trial that captivated the world, with everyone eager to see if justice would truly prevail. But in the end, it was Barry who had to face the ultimate justice, the justice of his own making. He was left with the harsh realization that his relentless pursuit of wealth had led him to the very edge of the abyss. As the verdict was read, Barry's life as he had known it ceased to exist. The man who had once been revered as a financial genius was now just a convicted felon, a cautionary tale whispered in the hallowed halls of the financial world. From the dizzying heights of wealth to the suffocating depths of despair, Barry's fall was nothing short of dramatic. His story is a testament to the corrupting nature of greed, a stark reminder that in the relentless race for wealth, one can lose sight of everything that truly matters. But amidst Barry's downfall, there's a glimmer of hope. His story serves as a warning, a wake-up call for those who dare to dream big, but must also stay grounded in the principles of integrity and honesty. Barry's tragic tale is a beacon in the dark, guiding those who seek success to navigate the treacherous waters of ambition without succumbing to the allure of unchecked greed. After hearing this shocking story, we'd love to hear from you. What do you think of Barry's story? Do you know anyone who might be going down a similar path? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If you enjoyed this gripping tale, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more captivating stories. Thanks for watching.